Hi everyone, I'm making a little tutorial here. I'm hoping I can help some small internet service providers to, I don't know if there's any way really to make this easier, but to actually function with the BDC submissions. There are a lot of ISPs out there that are not even filing, and you're going to get caught at one point and they're going to fine you. At the bare minimum, you're going to get overbilled. And I want to help small ISPs not get overbuilt because I feel like that is a big waste of government money. There's already service there. There does not need to be any government money spent to provide service in that area. Regardless of what you feel like about what the different technologies do, there is service somewhere that there does not need to be government money spent to fulfill those things. So one way that you can prevent that is to get the BDC filing handled, and it is very intimidating. And I'm going to just kind of open book this with you. I'm going to go through it with you, and I'm going to step by step. I will probably kind of fumble through this, but we're going to do this real time together. And I may pause the recording here and there to try to get my information together and everything. But I just wanted to give this a little preface here to show you what we're going to do first, and then we will um, hopefully be able to answer some questions later on in subsequent videos. So for those of you who have not seen this before, this is the actual system. What it is doing is it's going to capture your subscription data, your availability data. So your subscription data is basically your old 477 filing out of your billing system or whatever you have, and then your availability based on where you serve and what you can serve, and then you've got to upload some supporting data. It runs final data checks, which makes you confirm some maps, and then you certify it. Now, certification, there's still a waiver there. There are some requirements there with those waivers. Basically, an officer in the company who has the experience to be able to say, yes, I can confirm that this is correct data. So I know there's more legal jargon to put out there for this, but that more or less is what is happening here. Most people who have built their own systems and they know what they're doing, they can probably certify this, but you need to check with your own regulatory legal counsel. I do have to say that I am not a lawyer, and I'm certainly not your lawyer, so make sure you cover all of your bases. So we are a hybrid service provider. We provide service both on fixed wireless using licensed and unlicensed technologies. And we are also a cable provider that we have an HFC cable footprint where we serve hybrid fiber coax, hybrid fiber over coax, whatever it is. And that is another type of technology that we have to report on, and we have to report them all. I mistakenly thought that you could not file both your, you couldn't file one location with multiple technologies, but I stand corrected. I emailed the FCC. They got back to me within about 24 hours and said, yeah, no, you go ahead and file every single location. You have to file them multiple times with different technologies. As long as each entry of that location is different, you can enter different locations. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to file type 40, which is HFC cable. I'm going to file a type 50, which is fiber. I have about 20 or so fiber to the business accounts. And then I'm going to file a type 70, which is unlicensed fixed wireless. I'm going to file a type 71, which is licensed fixed wireless. We have PAL licenses for CBRS, so we can file those as licensed. Now, if we had CBRS and we were using GAA, we would file those as a type 72. But the only ones I have to worry about for fixed wireless are type 70 and type 72. So with that said, this is the system that we use to run our propagation modeling for the BDC reporting. It's called See and Heat. It comes from a company called Cambium. Most people are familiar with it if you've been in the fixed wireless business. Reach out to your Cambium rep. This thing here saves you a lot of time. It is taking me a lot of time because it is still pending. Let's see if it's still, yeah, it's still pending. I have it running a propagation map right now for CBRS. And what that is going to do is that's going to give me a shape file that I can manipulate and work with and bring into a shapefile editor like GIS software like ArcGIS. We use as you know from Esri, we actually use QGIS, which is an open source, not version, but an open source alternative to something like that. It's free and a little bit of learning curve, but some Google searching and YouTube channels, and you're off to the races. You can make this thing work. So this is what I'm waiting on to finish. It's running this propagation model for my premium CBRS. So just to give you an overview, you're going to set up in this software, you're going to set up your different service tiers. And so I have a basic unlicensed. So this captures services that are, neg 70 signal strength, and I'm telling the system that it can do a 15:3. And it will actually do some different modeling and stuff. This is the max uplink and downlink. It'll actually do less than that, and it will tell the system, you're not going to get 15:3, you're going to get 10:1 or whatever like that. So that really helps there. And you're not really doing anything so much the technology, you're just doing the signal strength. And so I'm doing different signal strengths for different technologies. This is telling that what bands you're in. And so no, that is not telling what bands we're in, but it's just telling you some different types of technologies and different types of speeds. So really this is just giving me that cell propagation basis there. Once I get that created, I'll show you what it looks like when you add it. These are just the only questions that ask you here. Is your service level name. You're going to create a signal strength of what, here's the way I look at it is like, it's a neg 70, the best I'm going to offer. And so that's what it's going to do there. And then that's your effective signal strength. There's a plus or minus there. And then, your cell edge probability. I leave that at 75%. I think that's a pretty good place to be. Basically just saying it's at that cell edge, maybe 75% of that's going to be good. And really it's going to be conservative, and you want this to be conservative. The last thing you want to do is to prove to the FCC that you can serve a house that your filing said you could serve, and you can't serve it. You don't want to be in that conversation. I promise you that. So anyway, that's what I'm building here. Then you go to define the new job. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the technology or pick the service level, and then I'm going to pick the transmitter. So what I can do here is like basic unlicensed. So I'm going to do all of my 5 gig. I'm just going to do them all. And you have to hold down the control key to choose multiple. But I'm going to pick all of my 5 gigs. And I've already done this, but just kind of show you what I've got to do here. And then I'm going to hit map, and that puts them all in there. And then I will submit the job. It will process that, and which is what it's doing here. Oh, and it just finished it. It gave me a success. So it will send it into here and tell you that file is done. Now what I can do after that is already processed. And if you want the details of this thing, clearly you need to watch CNHeat's tutorials. They know a whole lot more than I do, and I don't want to tell you wrong, but this is how I'm doing it. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take my CBRS and my enhanced band 41. So I'm only doing enhanced speed package on band 41, and I'm only doing CBRS in a enhanced and premium. And now I'm going to merge those as my licensed footprint. So these will all be submitted as locations that can get type 71. I have overlapping stuff, so I want to be able to submit these separately. We'll get there. So I'm going to click merge. I'm going to give it a name, licensed. I don't know, I can't spell licensed, but it's just like spelling restaurant. I can't even do that. Licensed 2023 licensed. I don't know, you got to give it a description, and then you merge the jobs. And so now what it's going to do is it's going to give you a file when that's done of all of that technology combined. So now I have the shape file is going to give me features based on what that signal strength is and what signal propagation underneath that shape file it can get. When I get into QGIS, we're going to overlay that, and we're going to merge. We're going to do that separately for every one of these, and then we're going to merge those. It's going to be some fun when we get into QGIS. But I've got to wait on that process for the licensed. But I can go ahead and get into our GIS software, and let me bring this over here, this window. So this is the attribute file that this thing is actually going to create. This is our end result. It's going to give me location IDs, and it's going to give me everything that's in the fabric file, and it's going to give me everything that is has been merged with in the shape file. So now I have a lot of locations here, and you can see the technologies. As I scroll down, you'll see different technologies propagating in there. Now I did this one wrong, so I'm going to have to redo it, and that's why we're doing this today. This video, I'm just making a video so I can show even people inside of our company how this is done and the magic that happens to make this happen. But as you can see, I didn't tell it to do a 10 by 1. Where'd it go? I didn't tell it to do a 10 by 1, but it still created a 10 by 1 in unlicensed because of the cell edge probability. And so that was really nice of it to do that. And so that's good. The FCC's filing, by the way, won't allow you to do a 15 by 3. If it's below 25 by 3, it's either going to be reported as a 10 by 1 or it's going to be reported as a 0, a goose egg. So got to be watching that. If it can't do 10 by 1, if it's below 10 by 1, you have to report it as a goose egg. And I think that's the latest update on that from them. So we have to, that's where I say we got to manipulate things, because sometimes it's going to spit out things that the system is not going to take. And so you have to give it what it's going to take. And again, be conservative. So this is what that looks like. I'm going to turn that layer off. This is the fabric data for our footprint, and I can't show you a whole lot of fabric data because apparently there's some licensing stuff, but I guess I can't give you that fabric data. I can play with it and work with it, but this is what our footprint looks like once it all fills in here. And you can see there's a lot of stuff here. You're getting from the CostQuest associates, you're going to request fabric data from every county that you have, anything touching. And we did some extra because there were some service areas that we thought we would have launched by now. So we have more counties than what we really should have done, but that's what the fabric data looks like. It's still filling in. Okay, I think it's done now. But that's the fabric data for the counties that we applied for. And every one of those have the location IDs and everything. And something to understand with the fabric data from the FCC is it is not accurate. If you're looking to create an address list out of the fabric data, good luck. It's not going to work. Just don't even try it. And the way I got here, this didn't come to me in a shape file. The way I got it was I was able to import my fabric data. This is QGIS. I wish I could start over with this, but I can't. This is QGIS. This is going to show you. You can add a street map. So I'm using OpenStreetMap for the base file, base street map file, just to show me where everything is. I can turn those layers off and on. It's kind of like Photoshop. You can. Did I fry it? Oh gosh, I have to be careful. This thing really uses some horsepower on your computer. So you can see those little shape files there. Those are my HFC footprint. I had created those with our coax designer firm. What they did was they gave me some buffer zones that shows where our serviceability should be. So everywhere our cable strand is, we can serve customers within 500 feet of that is the methodology. And so we bring those in as shape files, and that's what that shape file looks like in one of our communities there. And then we bring in the fabric and we say, okay, this is what we have. So what I'm actually going to do, I brought the fabric in, turn that off, show you real quick how that's done. So add a layer, you're going to add a vector layer. And That opened up on another window, but let me bring it over here. You're going to choose your data set, which the fabric is coming to you in a CSV file. You see, there it is. It's going to come to you in a CSV file. It's actually zipped, and I'm just doing the active BSL, and you hit open, and it will give you options here. You've got to give it longitude for your X and latitude for your Y, I think is how it's done. You have to look at the column headers in the file, but I believe that's how it is. Longitude is the longitude field, latitude is a latitude field. It is just a flat CSV file, comma separated file. So you're turning a CSV file with coordinates in it into locations on your GIS file. You're going to add it, hit close, and there it is. Okay, so now it's bringing it in, and it's adding locations. Now it's not done because this is just a scratched layer, and so now what you have to do is you have to export it and save features as to create a window you can open up at. Yep. Well, did I mention the QGIS is free? It is stuck with the pinwheel, and I think, oh no, it's gonna work. It's gonna open. Okay, there's my save as. I'm gonna create it as a shapefile, save it. I've already done that, so I don't have to do that again. I'm just doing that to show you how that's done. I'm gonna remove that layer. So, and what I came out with was this. This gave me that shapefile. When you're done with that shapefile, I've got to do some things to it in order to process it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this data management tool and create a spatial index. And what that is going to do is it's basically giving a database in the background to tell it all of your coordinates and locations in a more friendly way for QGIS to process it. And it don't take long to do that. It just does it, and then, like I said, it's a free program, so it's going to freeze up. There it goes. It's done. All right. So there's a spatial index now of this, and so now I can do some things to it. So I'm going to actually take those two files, my fabric file and my shape file. This is my first one. This is where my cable footprint is. So now I can vector. I'm going to go to geoprocessing tools. No, I'm going to go to data management tools. I'm going to join attributes by location. And what that will do is that will give me the file that I showed you earlier that has all the location data, all the location items with all of their information, and then it will also join all the columns from my HFC file. Oh, let me show you that first before I go into that. This is the attribute table for the shapefile that I created here, and there's not very many of them. Oh, I need to edit that. Look at that. X. I got to put this code in here. So this is one of the files. Man, I got to fix a lot of things on this guy. I got to delete some fields that aren't necessary. So I got layer and path. I think these came from. These two fields came from, what you call them. Oh, look at that. I have two of those guys. I don't need those. Get you out of there. Out. There we go. Yeah, Google Earth does that. So I fixed it. All right, those are saved and fixed. I'm going to go ahead and save this project real quick before I lose something. All right, it's saved. All right, let's go into vector. We're going to join attributes by location now. So it's going to take everything in my HFC shape file, and I'm going to compare it to, actually I'm going to join features in the other way around. I'm going to do 2023-2 fabric, and I'm going to join that, compare it to my HFC shape file. And when it's done, I'm going to discard records, and it's going to create a whole new file. It's a layer. This is not going to do anything to my existing layers. this is a beautiful thing about GIS, this QGIS software and others like it, is you're not modifying the layer. You're creating a new layer with the modifications in it. So it makes life a lot easier. So everywhere that these items intersect, I'm going to create a separate file. It's going to be create a separate file. Create a separate feature for each matching feature, one to many. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to create a temporary layer because I don't know what it's going to do. I can export this after I get it done I can save those features later. I don't have to do it. It's going to create me a scratch layer, basically, is what it's going to do. So it's doing it, and it's telling me, hey, you've got an invalid geometry, so you need to do a geometry fix. So we're going to do that. We're going to go into this setting here, and I've done this before, so geometry, let's see, fix geometries. There we go. I'm going to fix the geometries. I think it's structure. I think that's what I do every time. All right, so there was something I think that obviously it didn't like. So, and what it did, it took all the attributes that I just had in the HFC shapefile and moved them over into this same file. So all of that's still intact. And it does a fixed geometries. And so I'm going to do this again. Let's go join attributes by location, fixed geometries. It's going to be 2023 fabric, fixed geometries, discard edits or records that could not be joined, and I'm going to run it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's done. And there's all of my locations. You can see all those orange dots now are serviceable homes by cable. Turn that overlap layer off. And now you can just see these are all the homes that we can serve. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? And I went the long way of talking about it, but once you've done it a few times, it's really simple. There's quite a bit of functionality there. And so now I have a joined layer. This has not been saved as a file yet or anything like that. So now what I've got to do, I'm going to go ahead and save features as, because I need a shapefile that I can bring back up here. So this is 2023 HFC homes. Okay. And I'm going to, I'm going to add the save file to the map because I'm not going to be able to use that scratch layer because that's just a temporary layer. And I'm going to hit OK. All right, it is done. I can remove that scratch layer now. I'm going to do the same thing with this fixed geometries because I'm tired of doing this every time. I don't know why I do this every time. Cancel first, cancel first. I've got to remove that file because I'm going to overwrite it. Remove layer, yes. I'm going to export save features as. Boom. BDC shape files, wired shape file, HFC shape. That's one. I'm going to overwrite HFC shape, and I'm going to add it to my thing. Yes, overwrite the file. Okay, so now I have the correct HFC shape with corrected geometries. I can remove that fixed geometries shape file or scratch layer. And that's what we've got. So now I've got that corrected. That's in that system. I have another system here. Now I've got, see, it did it everywhere. So now I don't even have to have the fabric file open. I just have all of the homes that we serve inside of these geometries that are displaying on cable. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same exact thing for the unlicensed fixed wireless, and I'm going to do the same thing for the licensed fixed wireless. And that's going to give me, I will have 3 location files, and then I'm going to have to somehow bring those together and merge them together. And then you'll see a big list on a CSV file. We will probably, I'm thinking we may end up just exporting it into one and copying it into one and then going that way. So because I do want to keep those layers separate in QGIS for a lot of good reasons. Okay, so let's bring in a new layer. Oh, can I get, let me fix something. Okay, here's what I needed to fix. I needed to go into my files. I had to go find it, and I didn't want to bore you with that. So I've got to go to that file that I downloaded with the unlicensed location or unlicensed shapefile data, and I needed to extract it. All right, so now I've got unlicensed 2023, wherever you went, up here. Let me open you up. And then broadband coverage, I've got to extract that guy because I want to get down to the raw shapefile because I want to be able to work directly with that shapefile. I can bring that whole zip file in. I know you can do that, but I would rather work with the raw shapefile and not have any problems. So now I have broadband coverage under unlicensed 2023. Then I'll have to go and find in this guy. So now let's add a layer, add a vector layer. We're going to do this guy, BDC, shapefiles, wireless, unlicensed 2023. See where I'm going here. Unlicensed. All right, there's my merged shape. And I will rename it when it comes in here. So I'm going to add, close. Okay, there's all of that. Let's rename him because I don't want something named merged. That would be bad. Unlicensed 2023. Okay, so there's, as you can see, there is our unlicensed footprint. All right, and there's our fabric. We're going to end up doing the same thing to it after we do a couple of other things here. Actually, I think that's all I've got to do. I just need to do the same thing to it now. So I don't think I'm going to have to fix geometries. We're just going to try this without it. Let's see what happens. Data management tools, join attributes by location, join features in the fabric to unlicensed 2023 shape, discard the records that are not joinable. We're going to, hey, it's letting me do it. Isn't that nice? It's nice when the progress goes that fast. I tried to do it one way the other day, or do something the other day, and it was like sitting there for 3 hours and got to 6%. Oh, screw that. Okay, so there's all my homes that are serviceable by fixed wireless unlicensed. Show the feature count, and I can see 4,271 homes are serviceable by unlicensed fixed wireless. That's pretty phenomenal. So now, and it's important that I do this separately because every home that can be served by multiple technologies, I may be serving in a census block some homes with two different types of fixed wireless, and that home may only be marked as cable. Well, it's going to kick it back out at me, and it's going to hate me for that, and I'm going to hate myself for that. So, okay, so that layer has been joined. I need to export and save the features. I'll show you what the attribute table looks like first. This is the attribute table. So I got the location ID. This is the key data right here. This really, I can strip everything else out up through here, and then this provider ID is where it starts. And so now I can see I have all of these homes serviceable by 10 by 1. It's not doing 15 by 1. I wonder why. 25 by 3, 10 by 1. Did I see any 15s? Did the system actually get smart? It did. So basically what it's saying is I said 10 by 1, but it said, well, we can't do, or I said 15 by 3. It said we can't do 15 by 3 because the system won't accept it. So it actually corrected that for me so I don't have to deal with it. That's very nice of it. I actually like that. So that's good. So that's that attribute table. That one's ready to go. I can export this, save features as I'm going to give it do not shape files 23-2. I'm going to call it 2023-2-HF. No, unlicensed. Oh, wait, let's get consistent here. 2023 unlicensed homes. I'll put it there, and then I've got to find where I save that HFC homes shape file because that needs to go in the same location. Okay, so now I can remove that join, that scratch layer. Gone. All right. Now I'm going to see if I can find our licensed file. I think it's done. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back over here to see and heat, and it does have my licensed file done. I want to download it to the same place where I can find it. Waiting. Well, I'll come back whenever it's done. Oh, hey, it's done. Okay. All right, license 2023-zip. Go to the same place. Extract. Isn't it lovely when it works like it should? Extract. All right. I'm gonna extract the shape. But it's nice, this thing gives you a shape file. It also gives you some supporting data that we're gonna copy and paste some things into the, whatever you call it, into the BDC system when it asks for supporting data. We're actually gonna copy and paste their stuff because all they want is model conditions and methodology, and I'm just gonna copy and paste that in there. So, all right, so that's done. That's, all right, that guy's done. Okay, minimize, because I may need him back. Minimize you, I may need you back later. Okay, so let's add the layer, add the vector layer. We're getting there. See what we're doing? It's all repeated once you get this done. But if you only have one technology, this can flow, this part of it can kind of flow together pretty quickly. This is just preparing the data and harmonizing your data. We haven't even started in the BDC system. Buckle up. So this is going to be good. Add, close. All right, so there's all of our geometries for licensed. I'm going to go ahead and export save features as. What did I just do? Oh, I know what I did. I'm going to rename it, not save features as. I had a brain fart. Dang. Need some coffee. Unlicensed, licensed. 2023 shape. All right, now going attributes by location, fabric, license 2023 shape, discard, run. Hey, look, we've been here before, haven't we? Doing its thing, doing its thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Love it when it moves fast. All right, so let's confirm our attribute table. Yep, those are the speeds we can do it at. I had to take a little break here, but this is the, yeah, attribute files I'm happy with. Okay, so that was our licensed homes, unlicensed homes. That's the join layers. We're just going to export that as save features as. Almost there, y'all. Almost there. 2023 licensed homes. Save. And what's unfortunate about this is because the fabric data changes every time they run this. Because they are always getting updates either from residents, people in the community, or whatever. They can this thing changes all the time. So let's remove that layer. All right, so now I've got all of my different technologies there. I probably need to go ahead and add one for um, our yeah, for a fiber. And what I can do with that is I can actually go in and I can go into, say, one of these files. Let's go to the HFC homes, for example. And I can go through here and I can pick out locations where I know I have fiber customers, hand pick them. So select feature. So I got that one, got that one. Hey, look at that. That one didn't show up there as a location. Interesting. Let's just let's deselect the features again. We're gonna have to go back in here. We're gonna select that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Wait, that's not one. Okay, keep pausing this because I keep getting visitors and such, but phone calls and everything. But this is what I'm doing now. I've got to choose all the locations that I can serve with fiber. Now, the rule from the FCC is a home that you can, or a location you can connect within 10 days of ordering with fiber. In all safety ramifications, you don't want to choose a location for fiber that you don't currently serve or that you aren't haven't served before. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. I'm going to choose all the locations that I currently serve with fiber or could serve with fiber or have served with fiber before, and that allows me to be safe. So this is what I got. It's there's a location, there's a location. These are all locations where I have fiber service to. And so that's all I'm choosing. I'm trying to play it safe, trying to be careful here that I do not get investigated by our wonderful, our wonderful folks at the FCC. And well, here's something else that's interesting is, see, I don't have anything there. I have something. Now, here's something that's interesting. So the FCC's fabric map, there are multiple locations right here, but they only show one location. I can't choose them because I can challenge it. I can say, hey, there's locations. These are all buildings downtown. These are all serviceable locations. Somebody's got to challenge that. I could challenge that. That's not, that location is not a bank anymore. That's a lawyer's office, but that's an active location. That's an empty building, but all of these are businesses that are open. All these are businesses that are open in apartments and all kinds of things. Same thing here. This whole FCC fabric thing is just way off, and this is the raw fabric data. So I'm going to choose that because I do have a building there close by that we do serve with fiber. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find a couple of others that we do serve. And this is where the hand picking starts. See, I've got one location. Where is it? Down here somewhere next to McDonald's. It doesn't exist yet on here. So I can't choose it yet. So now I have one south on this highway. That's Monterey. I'm almost there. County line. Okay, so this is a building that we serve with fiber. So go back. Another one here. As you can see, this can get really meticulous. That county. But I want as accurate of data as I possibly can give so that I am painting a picture of what we serve to the powers that be, and we can not get overbuilt. Now I'm going to edit. I'm going to copy. I selected those features, and now I copy features. I'm going to create a new, add a layer, create a layer. I'm going to create a new shapefile layer. Let's do a new virtual layer first, and then we can just, this is going to be 2023 fiber locations, and add, close. Where'd it go? Did I say this was a free program? This is a free program. All right, let me troubleshoot here. I'll be right back. Okay, I kind of skipped something here, but I had to do a save features as new vector layer. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to give this a different name because I've already created a layer and screwed myself up. So we're gonna do that. FTP-biz, delete, remove layer. All right, so now I got I've got an FTP-biz, feature count 11. Well, we got more than that, but they don't have enough locations in their files. So now I'm going to have to go the attribute table, and I'm going to have to actually create the new columns here. So I've got to add a column. No, I'm not organizing columns. I'm going to edit that layer. I'm going to do a new field, provider ID. It's a text. No, it's an integer. Don't matter, I don't think. I'm going to add another one. Right, buttons here this time. Brand name. Text. Crap, come on. Okay. I'm going to add a technology. Integer is fine. Add low, no, max down. Now, when I go to do this as a CSV, I'm actually going to have to modify this before I upload it because it needs this to be max underscore advertised underscore download underscore speed. Yeah. So, and this doesn't take that long of a file of a field, so I have to play around with it, fix it. So max up, integer. And I know some of you folks have much easier ways of doing this stuff. I'm 48 years old. New dog, old dogs, new tricks. Just saying. Low latency integer. That's a 1 or 2, 1 or 0. And what's going to be cool is I can actually fill these out here. Another phone call. I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm in multi-edit. So I can go in here and I can bulk edit these. And once I'm done, I'm going to be able to, not 10,000, 1,000. I don't have 10 gig yet. I'll get too crazy. I'm going to do biz. All right, so now I can do update all. Set root node. Apply changes. So now, see, this doesn't always work. I don't know why. Try this again. See how this goes. You know, it looks like 50, 1,000, 1,000. That's 1,000 megs up, 1,000 megs down. One low latency. B for biz. Apply changes. See, it didn't do it at all. Well, okay, there's so few of them, let's just do them by hand. Right. Back into the table. It's so funny. I was able to do this yesterday, but I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to do them myself, and then I'll come back. And through the magic of television, this has been updated. I'm going to save them. Now I have a layer of FTTP, homes, business. I have 2023 licensed homes, unlicensed homes, and HFC homes. So that's how that's done. Now all I've got to do, I'm going to export these as CSV files. And then once I get these exported as CSV files, then I'm going to copy and paste all of the information from each of them into one master file so that I'm uploading one file to the FCC. I think I could, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to export these as separate ones because I want to see if the FCC will accept multiple files for submissions and see how it works. So I'm going to pause this a minute. Well, actually, let me just show you first how I'm going to do the first one, then I'm going to get them all done, and then we'll go over to the FCC and start playing with this. Export, save features as. I'm going to do as a CSV. Look at all these different file types you can save it as. Okay, so back to BDC 2023-2. We're going to do BSL input FTTP 2023-2. This is the second filing. That's why I'm doing -2. So there's that one. Don't save the files to the map. I don't care about that. All right, I'm going to do the same thing, so on and so forth. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get these done, and then we'll get back to the files, and I'll show you how we got to manipulate them and edit them. All right. So I'm waiting on Excel to open this up. So I'm bringing this up into Excel. And the thing that I have to be careful of here, good, okay. So I'm going to kill some columns that I don't need. Seems like I should need all this data, but apparently I do not. So I'm going to delete these columns. Okay, so now I've got to get these column labels to match what the FCC wants to see, which have formatting that is not compatible with our buddies over there at QGIS Technology Max _ down advertised _ download _ speed. Because I'm lazy. Max upload. Oh, wait, that's download. Let's change that to upload. It's going to kick that out at me. Upload. Low latency. Business residential code. I want to confirm on my other file that it did take, that I did do this right. Okay, that's, why didn't I just, don't convert. That's not what I'm looking for. That is not what I'm looking for. Close. Where is the file that I uploaded? There it is, BSL upload CSV. That's the one I want. I'll make sure that these, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to copy this column paste it. Now I know it matches because that's what I uploaded when it did take it. So now save that one, close it. That's all I've got to do to it. I don't have to do a whole lot here. So go to the next one. We're going to do the same exact thing over and over again. I've just got to get all of the columns that they don't want out, delete. And now I can just copy. Why, Excel, can you not just leave them in the clipboard? Save. I'm going to continue to do this and I'll be right back. All right, so let's get back over here to the FCC's submission database. In my submissions dashboard, as of September or December 31st filing, subscription data. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do my availability data. And I am going to delete, this guy. Okay, so I'm just going to choose my fixed broadband availability, a CSV file, and I am going to start uploading. Well, where'd you go? 3. Let's do FTTP first. Upload. Okay. For processing, make sure it's happy first. Okay, so like this, let's upload the next one. See, use cable. Upload. So I just got to do this for each of the files. Let's see if it takes them all. I don't think it should hurt it. I think it's gonna. Yeah, it's going to let me do multiple. So I'm going to keep uploading these, and this will be way cool. So now it's queuing for processing. While it's queuing, let's review the map for the cable. That's what that map looks like. It looks a lot like my other map. Look at that. There's my dots. There's all my selected features. And so we're not done yet, but we're going to keep moving forward on it. For that one for processing. For processing is done with that, so next. Okay, so it likes all 4 of those files, which is really amazing. It changed the number of locations, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to update my subscription data because the first file that I did, I actually deleted a lot of them because we were overlapping and it didn't like that. But now that I've got a way of uploading multiple files and multiple technologies, I'm serving the same location with the different technologies, then this is actually going to work better. So now I'm going to re-upload my subscription data. So I'm going to delete that file. Okay. And now I'm going to re-upload it. This is the original one, the raw one, because I want to work this with everybody watching. Okay, upload. Processing. That's the same process. Just you find the thing and upload it. Make sure the file format matches what they want. Okay, so now we have valid data. I'm going to go back to my mission overview. Let's see what we do next. Let's do final data checks. It's really kind of changed how we did this. See what it kicks back. I think it's going to give us some errors. In fact, I know it's going to give us some errors. We're going to work on them together. And it does have errors. It says the data that you submitted includes census tracts with subscribers, but no corresponding availability for one or more technologies, which is possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this. We're going to look at the map first. Let's see what it tells us. Confirm map data. So this is going to show us on a map the errors of the census tracts. I'm going to click this little button here, and you look at there. I got census tracts. What's this guy doing down here? I don't serve anything there. So our 477 data has some issues here that we've got to go in and correct. Same thing with our licensed fixed wireless. Going to have some of those same kind of errors. We've got to go through the 477 data, find out what went wrong with it. This is going to be somewhat meticulous if you're doing this. I know kind of what happened here. So like we had some locations in this file, or when this file was ran, that did not have tower information, and all of our technologies are tied to towers, and so it didn't give a technology. When it doesn't, it just considers it as an unlicensed thing. And then of course geo lookups are as they are. We know geo lookups suck, and in this case it did a horrible job. And so this is what's going to be interesting, is why is it, this is, I showed I have locations here. So what happened here? Don't know. There's subscription errors. Let's click on one of these. See. Yeah, I know I've got customers over here, but I don't really want to report them. So I'm going to end up kicking those out. Click on this one. Not sure what happened there. I think we've got some customers in that track, like over here, and they ended up being unlicensed, and they're technically licensed. What is this? 36 county is that? I think that's Monticello, Kentucky. I think that's Monticello. What state is that? Where is that? Is that in New York? That's funny. Clearly we don't serve that. So we got to fix some census tract information because we've got problems. Same thing there. So I'm going to go through and work on those. Basically just got to go through the file and play with it. I downloaded their error file, which tells me what the errors are. Track technology with subscribers and no availability. So I've reported that I've got subscribers in places where I don't have availability in these tracks. So one easy way of doing this would be basically to just go through and delete all of those records in their file. So I may play with that. Here's another one. For the following technologies, number of locations decreased by more than 25% compared to the latest submission. That's probably right. Fiber the prem. Give me all the locations. Following technologies, number of locations increased by more than 30%. Yeah, we did a recrop study there. Fixed broadband deployment for each county shown below. Residential subscribers were reported subscribing for a speed that is indicated. However, the speed is to be faster than what you're computing. Okay, yeah, we gave more than what they're paying. Gave more than what we promised. It's great. Single census tract is unusual. No, it's not, because it's the only census tract we serve. Same thing there. Washington, D.C. We don't have anything in Washington, D.C. I got to fix that. So as you can see, it gives you the errors. You kind of go work through these a little at a time. Most of this work is being done in the 477 file. In fact, all of this work is being done in the 477 file. So I either have to correct the tracks or delete the tracks. Really what I'm going to do, or correct the technologies in those tracks. So that's what we're about to do. One thing that I like to do when I'm doing this is I will go through, this is my, over here on the right is my 477 data. Over here to the left is the errors. And I'm going to go through every technology and every code, every error, and I'm going to correct them. So I'm going to turn on the little button there to show them. I'm going to click on that one. It's going to zoom into where that one is. I know I don't have customers in that one. Why is it showing up? Well, I don't know. Apparently our geo lookup information was incorrect, so I'm going to go find this one. There it is. They're all numerically ordered. It shows I got a customer over there. I don't. I'm just going to delete it because they don't exist. Okay, so that one's going to be corrected when I do the next upload. We'll click on this one. I certainly don't have anybody over there. That's 902, 1102. So just going through one at a time on these and just trying to figure out what happened and fix my 477 file to match up. There's another one. Yes, certainly don't serve you. 495. Almost like somebody just kind of fat fingered this. 459 50301. I don't think I have anybody in counties. Those are going away. We're going to have to figure out that problem. So all of this 459 stuff. So 210 or 21 is Kentucky. 045 is the county code. Okay, so I know that county, I don't serve anybody in that county, so I'm just going to go through and delete everything in my file that is referring to that county. And I'm getting with my billing vendor to find out what happened there, but I'm just going to kill those. Okay, so I know 459 is okay. That one there, I don't know why it's saying I got cable over there to 10819. Got some fixed wireless over that way. 0201. But it's showing I got a crap ton of people over that way. So billing vendor is going to be. Oh wait. Oh geez, a loop. Okay, yeah. Okay, so those are all the technologies I had for that one. I thought I did something wrong. I don't have anything of any technology in that. This is where you got to be really careful because you don't want to delete things that you're actually serving. I'm looking for code 40 on this particular one because I do have code 70 and 71 in this code. 0201, so code 40, you're gone. Okay, 70, 71, I'm fine. Okay. That one there, no. 21 177 960201. This can be kind of boring to watch on a video, so I'm going to get these done for each technology and I'm going to come back. All right, I've made all my corrections here. Some of these, like I said, were reported as unlicensed in the subscription data. They were actually licensed, and so I just combined those. There was, there was like a 15x3. There's a couple of customers with 15x3 with being reported as unlicensed. I don't have any unlicensed down there, so I just had to combine them into that one. It's a little manual, to say the least, but that's kind of how you have to do it. I've got some issues here, like this one here didn't get reported. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Here's an example. Here's a couple of examples. These 70s down here, there shouldn't be any 70s. That's unlicensed fixed wireless. So I'm going to fix that. That's 19, and I'm just going to delete that line and see. So I'm just going to do a few final data checks here. I know that's not right. That's just being reported weird. So I'll just fix that, and then that one there that's another one. I know that's Wayne County. I don't serve Wayne County with any unlicensed anything, so I just had to go through and clean that up. 231. There's still some here, and I don't know why I didn't kick that out. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm going to hold on that one, but it did because it didn't kick it out. So I'm going to save it, and then we're going to re-upload this by clicking Update Data. Close that guy because it's going to be in the way. Subscription, delete, edit, browse. Upload. As it processes here, I'll rant a minute about geo-processing. Geo-lookups are never 100% accurate, and so when you automate that, you're going to have errors, and this is a lot of also why we had errors here. So now this is done. We're going to go to subscription data, submission overview. We're going to run final data checks again. And we're going to see what she does after we run them again. So we had some more errors. Apparently I missed a couple. Just two. Just two is all I missed. That's pretty dang good. See, that's one of them I knew I should have changed it. It just didn't show up in the list, but I'll get that fixed. Let's find these together. So 212-319 20201. 20201, there you are. That's unlicensed. Why do I have that? There it is. Yeah, so 7 of those guys. I knew that would be a problem. 14. I don't have any unlicensed down there. Why is it reporting it? Who knows? That one's gone. And let's look at this error here. Track the FIPS code. Somehow it's showing me I have a fixed wireless licensed customer over here, and there ain't no way. We don't have anything anywhere near that. So that's 212-231-0100. Man, shows I got it's showing all of those as we're just going to change the technology because I know those are not that technology. They're unlicensed. I must have included a tower over there, a small site or something in my license prop study. I'll have to rerun that, make sure I'm doing that right. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. Maybe have a tower relabeled wrong. All right, so we do this again. Subscription data, delete. And re-upload it. All right, now that I got that done, being much better. Got a lot more subscribers than this thing's showing, but we'll get there. I don't know. Let's go to final data checks, rerun required. We're going to rerun these data checks. Now that we've done that, we're going to put in some comments in here to say why we have certain things certain ways. We'll get there in a sec. So the next step is we got to confirm map data. So we're going back into this map. We are presented with a different look here now because we don't have any errors. So we're going to confirm it. And since we've been in it so much, I'm not going to even worry about looking over anything. I already know what it's doing. Click on it. You have to click on it. You can't just click confirm. You have to actually click on the item because it wants to confirm you've looked at it. Confirm. Okay, so these are all confirmed. Business and residential. I don't have to do it separately. That's what I got. All right, so back to final data checks. They're all confirmed. Subscription data. Now, oh wait, I got these things here. I got to give explanations here. For the following technologies, the number of locations with availability increased by 30% compared to the latest certified submission from the previous filing for unlicensed fixed wireless. So I'm going to click edit, and I'm going to put in a previous filings excluded unlicensed where it overlapped with licensed. Data propagation maps also been banned. So that's that one. This one, the number of locations decreased by more than 25%. There's only there are only a handful of these. So small changes will affect higher percentages. Additionally, some locations are missing from the fabric map that were previously available. Right, this one here, subscription data. This is unusual because they're in a single census tract. We only serve a small portion of this state across the river. And I have to give that explanation every time. Same thing. River, all residential. It's complaining about the mix of business to consumer grade to business. It's just absolutely insane. Same thing here, consumer grade. This area is mostly all business or residential, rural area. And you'll see fixed wireless has increased. I could give the same explanation here. So I'm going to go through and put explanations in. We're going to come back. So I just got all my explanations put in. That's all you have to do on these warnings. It's just not, they're not stops. They're just give them some explanations. And so we have all of that. We have explanations and confirmations done here, and we have no warnings. We're going to go back to our submission overview. We're going to talk about the voice real quick. It doesn't require a whole lot of information here for you to know. I mean, this is very much like the old 477 data. In our situation, we're fixed voice, and we go in here and we have to upload the subscription data from our billing. Then you have to go into the state level data, and this is where in Indiana, this is a good one because there's not a whole lot there. It shows how many subscriptions we have for phone. We have 4 lines, 3 of them are consumer, 1 of them is a business. So we just needed to put in the end user types and just get the calculations in there, right? What kind of technology they're getting from last mile, and then save the state. And that's all we had to do there. So that's that part of it. That part's done. Submission overview. Let's go back to that. All of these, they kind of give you a nice little checklist. So now we're going to go to certification. And certification is basically you're going to populate your information in here. And I'm not going to populate this because I don't want you having all my contact info because this is a good old YouTube world. So I'm going to populate all of the information here. Certifying official. Again, talk to your attorney. I'm not your attorney and I'm not an attorney, so you need to get their feedback on what this stuff means to you and what the certification is. We are waiving the fact that the requirement of the certifying engineer being a certified professional engineer. The waiver basically allows someone who is in the know in your business to be able to certify for this, and there's certain requirements for that. So you need to just, again, consult with your regulatory attorney, and that's what you need to do there. And then you can request confidential treatment of your data. In our situation, I'm just going to request it for the subscription data. The supporting data, I am told the FCC rarely, if ever, gives you or grants that confidentiality, so it's not worth doing anything with that. So I just check that box. If you check that box, you've got to put a file. You got to upload a file for that request, and then you also have to file that with the FCC and the ECS system. We're not doing that. We don't need to do that, but I'm going to do all that, and then once I certify it, it is done and it's submitted to them, and we're good to go until September. So this is the broadband data collection system and how a small ISP does this. I hope this helps. I know this has been a long video, but first few runs that you do this is going to take you days, and so hopefully this has helped you to make this process easier. Not easy, but easier. Thank you for watching.